Hello everyone, very good evening and welcome to StudyIQ IAS English. I hope that everybody is able to hear the voice and watch the video properly. So kindly confirm it everyone and join and share this session with your friends so that they can also join me live here in this class. As we had covered the 50 questions, the first 50 questions of our 100 question series of the art and culture revision. And today we are going to cover the next 50 questions. So I hope that everybody is ready and let us begin with the question number 1. But first of all, before beginning, let me just tell you one thing, that in this particular session, one thing is very crucial to understand, that the art and culture forms a very crucial part of your prelims as well as the mains syllabus. But this is not enough. Why? Because there are various subjects which you need to cover in order to ace your dream of becoming a civil servant. Therefore, StudyIQ is offering our P2I batches, the prelims to interview program for the 2024 civil services examination, in which you will be provided the batches in English and purely Hindi medium. So depends upon your choice. If you really want to pursue your dream, so this is a golden opportunity for everyone. And why so? Because this batch is going to give you not just the holistic preparation, but also the current affairs coverage will be there. Then you will be having the mains and prelims based practice and test series. You will also be getting the current affairs program along with the one-to-one mentorship. And in case if you are able to clear the preliminary stage, then you will be called to StudyIQ campus in Delhi NCR, where the mains residential program will be offered to you without any additional cost. So it's a great opportunity. I must say that you should be taking the complete benefit of this. And for that you need to use my code ASR Live, which will help you to reduce the cost of this fees. Right, cost of the fees from 70,000 to rupees 29,999. Anyways, so in case, let us see the first question here. Sanskrit language can be found to be written in which of these languages in various manuscripts found in India? All right, everyone. So this is a very simple question. It is asking that in India, Sanskrit language is written in how many scripts if we consider the ancient descriptions. So the choices are basically 1 and 4, that means Odia and Telugu. 1, 2 and 4, that means Odia, Granth and Telugu. Then Bengali script only and all of them. Now guys, most of you might be confused that how can we say that Sanskrit language is found in Odia script? What is that? Because I have actually seen some students, they often get confused between the two terms called as the language and script. So when I say language, suppose if I am writing like that, but I am writing like that. See, I am, okay, writing. So what is this? This is actually English language, okay, English language, but it is a Devanagari script. Devanagari script. So similarly, ancient inscriptions are present in the Odia script, in the Granth script, in the Bangla script, as well as in the Telugu script. All of them, right, all of them are there. But let me tell you that all these scripts, they are actually present in Sanskrit language. All right, everyone. So that is why right answer will be option number D. And guys, those who have joined the session, you can share this session with your friends as well. And yesterday, those who had joined, I hope that it has been absolutely helpful for all of you. Now moving to the next question. The Mahavansh is an epic poem written in the Pali language related to the history of which of these South Asian nations? Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, India, which particular country's history is described in a book called as Mahavansh? So this question is related with the art and culture part of the literature. Okay, so you have to answer this question, everyone. It's very, very simple. You all might have heard about Deepvansh and Mahavansh. Okay, Deepvansh and Mahavansh. Now some of you might be thinking that it is related to Buddhism, therefore it should be related to India, but it's not correct. The right answer here, that is option number C, Sri Lanka. Actually, both of these books, they are the historical records, okay, historical records of Buddhist Sri Lanka, okay, Buddhist rulers of Sri Lanka. However, they do mention about the Indian historical characters as well. Like for example, as we all might be aware that Ashoka had taken the title of Devanam Piya, Piyadasi, okay, Devanam Piya, Piyadasi. However, if we go to the details given in the Deepvansh and Mahavansh, even Devanam Piya was the title of the ruler called Tis. Okay, so this was actually the ruler of Sri Lanka. Okay, everyone. So that is how we can get the basic information related to the Ashoka's life or Ashoka's characteristics or Ashoka's steps taken in order to spread the Dham of Ashoka in the Sri Lankan region as well. Similarly, the information that Mahendra and Sanghamitra, they both reached from Patliputra to Sri Lanka or Ceylon. Basically, even that information is also mentioned here in the Deepvansh and Mahavansh. You might have heard about the story that Ashoka had killed 99 of his brothers. Ashoka had destroyed so many enemies in the fierce battle, not just in Kaling, but Kaling is one of the major battles. Deepvansh and Mahavansh, they try to over-demonize Ashoka just to prove that Ashoka became extremely humble and very simpleton ruler only after accepting the Buddhism. So it is actually drawing the parallels in the Ashoka before accepting Buddhism was like a demon, and after accepting Buddhism he became like a saint. Basically, Deepvansh and Mahavansh are actually related to the history of Sri Lanka, but also talk about the Indian history. Right. I hope you got the point here. Now guys, consider the following statements. Shilpa Shastra literature describes the group of the three bhangas, Abhang, Sambhang and Atibhang. The Indian classical dance of the Odissi is characterized by various bhangas. Okay, everyone? So let me tell you one thing. When we talk about the Shilpa Shastra, remember the point that Shilpa Shastra does not mean the knowledge or the book of dance. It is not related to dance, but Shilpa Shastra is actually the book of architecture. Okay, everyone? It is the book of architecture, whereas Natya Shastra should be the name here, everyone. Natya Shastra is the book, right, which talks about the three bhangas, Abhanga, Sambhanga and Atibhanga. Okay, and these are basically the parts of the Odissi. Okay, parts of the Odissi. That is correct, because Natya Shastra mentions about certain postures related to the Odissi, and therefore, my dear, first statement will be incorrect, the second statement will be correct. Alright, and that should be the right answer also. Okay, that should be the right answer. Now moving to the next question, arrange the following major textual traditions in the chronological order. Textual traditions means basically they are asking about the chronological sequence of these books mentioned here. Manusmriti in Sanskrit, Natya Shastra of Bharat, Ashtadhyayi of Panini, works on astronomy and mathematics by Aryabhatta and Varahmihir. Now guys, let me tell you one thing. Even if you don't know the answer, remember that Ashtadhyayi will be the first of all these. Okay, the first of all of these. And this will be the last of all of these. Okay, this will be the last of all of these. So this is, I have actually made a very easy question for all of you so that you can answer that in the comment box. That will be very good if you try to answer that in the comment box as well. So guys, do not hesitate. Attempt these questions. Try to answer that in the chat box. They are not asked from something random. If you remember, then since probably last 2 or 3 months, I have been covering the ancient history as well as the art and culture part exactly on 4 p.m. in my sessions daily on the same channel on which you are watching this series. Okay, so if you have not watched those lectures, go and watch it after today's session is over, because these are exactly as per the level and on the lines of UPSC Civil Services preliminary examination. Okay, in fact, the classes are also catering to the needs of the mains examination. Okay, everyone. So they are very, very essential for you to be watched. Now, when we talk about the third and the fourth, then here it is the right answer. B is the right answer. Okay, everyone. When we talk about the Manusmriti in Sanskrit and Natya Shastra, it is believed that Natya Shastra was probably written in 3rd century, 4th century, right, CE. And Manusmriti, that was probably written around 1st century, 2nd century CE. So they are actually quite close, very, very close in order of their chronological sequence. So therefore it is highly confusing question. If you know the chronological order, that's a very good thing. But if you don't know, then it is very confusing for you. Okay, everyone. Right answer is option number B. In the context of the ancient Indian sculptures, the Ardha Paryanka Asan and the Achaman Mudra are associated with which of the popular Indian deities? Okay. Now, Ardha Paryanka, right, Ardha Paryanka Asan and Achaman Mudra. Guys, has anybody seen that image of Lord Vishnu where he is lying on the bed of Sheshanag and having his hand in this position? Okay, anybody who has seen that? That is basically called as Achaman Mudra. And this mudra is, unfortunately, this question is giving the options both Vishnu as well as Krishna. Okay, Vishnu as well as Krishna. In fact, I should be like removing this question. Why exactly? Because Krishna and Vishnu, both of them, they are represented in the similar type of mudras, Achaman Mudra. Okay, everyone. Ardha Paryanka basically palang. In Hindi, simple word, we have palang. Ardha Paryank, that means half laden, that means, reclining on the bed. So basically, Krishna is associated with the Achaman. However, when we talk about Ardha Paryank and Achaman, both of them, then my dear, right answer should be option number C, Vishnu. Okay, Vishnu. Now, I am very sure that you will not find this anywhere in any book or even on the internet also. There are various answers. Some of them are even incorrect answers and they are appearing on the top. That's the major thing. But then how can we solve such type of questions? Should we study each and everything? Absolutely not. Let me tell you a very interesting thing, that if you are aware about the general things, you are having the good grip on the language, Hindi, Sanskrit, little bit of Persian terms, little bit of Sanskrit terms, you can very easily solve such type of trivial questions. All right, everyone. So Ardha Paryank, that means half laden, and Achaman. Achaman is usually done like that. Okay, so basically that is the Achaman mudra. Next question is that consider the following statements. The dancing girl in Tribhang posture found from Mohenjo-daro is the earliest bronze sculpture discovered till date. Himachal Pradesh and Kashmir regions produce bronze images of Buddhist deities as well as the Hindu gods and goddesses. An important features of the Gupta and Vakataka bronze statues was that they were enormous in the size, unportable, and therefore were not vulnerable to the thefts or smuggling. Now, this is a very, I would say, not so easy, but a thought-provoking question. If you have studied art and culture, you must be aware about the features as well. Himachal Pradesh and Kashmir produced bronze images, and now that is a very, very difficult thing to believe, because conventionally we don't have the bronze images coming from the areas of northern India. We come across the bronze images either in the Magad, either in the Magad region or in the Rajasthan area, all right, or we come across the bronze images from the southern India. Therefore, Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh, right, Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh, they must not have the bronze images of the Hindu gods and Buddhist gods and goddesses. Clear, everyone? Now, when I'm talking about these type of questions, it is always advisable to use the common sense. Why? Because when you utilize the common sense, it becomes quite easier to solve these type of questions. So second option is not going to be correct. That means these are gone. These are gone. Now, important feature of the Gupta and the Vakataka bronze statues was that they were enormous in size, and they were not vulnerable to the theft or the smuggling. Now guys, despite the enormity of the size, let me tell you, it does not mean that they were so enormous that they were completely non-vulnerable for the theft. Not at all. Not at all. Some of you might be having this type of this type of thought or mentality, that Sultanganj Buddha, which belonged to the Gupta and post-Gupta period, it is probably 7.5 feet long, 7.5 feet tall, I should say, tall image of Lord Buddha, but even that is not safe when it comes to the vulnerability to the theft or smuggling, because only that particular statue was huge. Not all the statues were huge or made into that size. This is why, my dear, first only one, that is the right answer. C is the right answer to this particular question. Okay, everybody? Moving to the next question now. Consider the following statements. The Kangra fort includes the richly carved temples with idols embossed in their walls. Dilwara temples are famous for their use of the marble and intricate marble carvings. Which of the above are correct? 1 only, 2 only, 1 and 2, and none. Now guys, actually Kangra fort is really influential, very powerful structure which houses various temples also. Okay, houses various temples also, and therefore this is the correct statement. And Dilwara temple exclusively It is very, very famous. Why so? Because it was constructed by the ministers of the Solanki Chalukyas, namely Vimal Shah. Even his brother was also involved in this project. So it is popularly called as the Vimal Vasadi and has the works of marble at a very intricate level, very, very intricate level. If you see the inner ceilings of that particular temple, it is simply mesmerizing. Mesmerizing work is done. So right answer would be option number C. Both 1 and 2, they are correct, everyone. They are correct. Okay. Now the next question, the Dasara Dibba is one of the most impressive structures in Hampi. It was used for which of the following purposes by the king? There is a place in Hampi in the Vijayanagar Empire. It was known as Dasara Dibba. Actually, it should be Dasara Tibba, but the pronunciation difference is, of course, responsible for the difference. Watching army marches and war games, performing the sacred yagyas, which of the above are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, none. What is the utility of the Dasara Tibba? If you have watched the yesterday's lecture, yesterday's test of 50 questions, you can easily recall that Dasara Tibba is actually the place where two things used to happen. Dashera celebrations and the ceremonial marriage of the deities when it was done in the Kalyan Mandapam. Okay, Kalyan Mandapam. Then, my dear, Dashara Tibba was the place where the stage was set for the speculation of, or for the expectation of this particular event. So Dashara Tibba is actually, you can say that the exact answer should be option number D, right? Exact answer, that should be option number D. However, watching army marches and the war games as well as performance of the yagya, they were the part of those celebrations in the Dashara Dibba, not on the Dashara Dibba, or not used to be done at Dashara Dibba. Okay, whenever it happened, Dashara Dibba was used as a ceremonial stage of that. Therefore, the right answer should be option number D. Okay, everyone. Moving to the next question, the cave is carved into the hard monolithic granitic rock face of the Barabar Hills, flanked to its left by the smaller Sudama cave. The ornamentation on the curved architrave of the cave consists of the carving of the elephants on their way to the stupas. It refers to which one? Kanheri caves, then Moglajpuram caves, Udayagiri caves, Lomas Rishi caves. Which one is the right answer, everyone? Now let me give you a very small hint, very, very minute hint. Barabar Hills. Once again, the yesterday's questions are going to help in that. Barabar caves, how many caves do they have? Barabar Hills. They do have 4. Sudama, Vishwamitra or Vishwa Jhopadi, Lomas Rishi, and Lomas Rishi, and they also have the Karn Chopper. All right, everybody. So the right answer here, what should be the right answer? Now you can very easily guess, neither this one nor this one nor this one. This is the right answer. Lomas Rishi cave is the right answer. It's very, very easy question, I should say. Now, Pitalkhora, Ellora, Nashik, Junnar caves are associated with which religious sect? Only Hinduism, Veerashaivas, Buddhism, only Alvars. What is the right answer to this question, everybody? The right answer to this question should be option number C, Buddhism. Okay, Buddhism. And why so? Because when we talk about Ellora, when we talk about Pitalkhora, or even Nashik caves. Now guys, remember one thing. When it says only Hinduism, this is there, this is wrong. Right? This is wrong, this is wrong. C is the right answer. In fact, let me tell you that Pitalkhora caves and Nashik caves and Ellora and Junnar, all of them, they have the evidences of Buddhism and Hinduism. For example, let me tell you that in the Junnar, right, in the Junnar cave we have the, or in the Nashik cave also, we have the Pandav Leni, we have the Ganesh Leni, okay, Ganesh Leni, but that does not mean that only Hinduism is there. Buddhism is also there in the form of the chaityas, stupas, or in the form of the mural paintings, etc. So that is the right answer, everyone, because only this word is problem. If only should not be there, then the right answer would have been both Buddhism and Hinduism among this. Okay. Just a second. I think this question is, incomplete. This question is, incomplete. So, right. Yes. Consider these different style of the architecture as a part of the Hindu temple architecture and temples where they have been used. Exactly. This question is incomplete, right? Okay, so let's move to the next question, straightforward. So the Jain philosophy holds that the world is created and maintained by universal law, universal truth, universal faith, or universal soul. Now this is actually the question which was asked in UPSC preliminary examination. What is the answer? Tell me in the comment box very quickly, everyone. And guys, if you are able to understand the questions, if you are able to see the utility of these questions, those who are live with us, they can also hit the like button without any hesitation. That will not make any differences to you, but a lot of difference to this particular video, as I want this video to reach to the maximum number of people, so that it's very essential to hit the like button and also do share this class with your colleagues, classmates, and with your friends, those who are in the preparation or not into this. Anyways, so what is the right answer? Jain philosophy. Guys, let me tell you that Jain philosophy is actually a very vast philosophy, very vast, which has several elements such as Syadvad, such as Anekantvad, such as Nayavad, such as Sarvatma, or simply Atmavad. It also has got Nityavad. What is the meaning of Syadvad? Basically means the probability of any truth. Anekantvad, that means the multi-dimensional truth. Nayavad means the new and unrevealed truth. Sarvat, right, Sarvatma or Atmavar, that means the soul in every living as well as non-living thing. Nityavad, that means the universe runs on a continuous mode of a universal law. Yeah, mode with a universal law. Okay. So this universal law is basically the right answer here. Okay, everyone. Universal law is the right answer, which is a very, very important part of the Jainism's doctrine, and that gives you the answer as well. Okay, everyone. Moving to the next question now. With reference to the history of ancient India, which of the following were common to both Buddhism and Jainism? Buddhism and Jainism, they had a lot of things in common as well as some differences also. But the question is asking that which all things were common to both. Avoidance of the extremities of penance and enjoyment, indifference to the austerity of the Vedas, denial of the efficacy of the rituals. Select the correct answers using the codes given below. So guys, when it comes to the avoidance of the extremities of the penance and enjoyment, that means this means the middle path philosophy. Okay, middle path philosophy. Remember guys, middle path philosophy is not the part of the Jainism, but only Buddhism talks about it, so not possible. Not possible. All right. So that is the answer you have in front of you, option number B. That is, both of them, they did not accept the authority of Vedas, first thing. Second thing, they also did not consider the rituals as an efficient method of doing or achieving any target. Therefore, right answer would be option number B. Okay. The Nagar, the Dravid and the Vesar are the. Now, this is the question again asked in the UPSC previous year. So, basically the questions which I have been giving to you, most of them are the previous year questions, because that is the pattern which we are supposed to follow for the examination. This is why these questions are given to you. Now, you have to reply to this question quickly. Tell me, everyone. This particular option should be ignored. Okay. Three main racial groups of the Indian subcontinent, three main linguistic divisions into which the languages of India can be classified, three main styles of Indian temple architecture, three main musical gharanas prevalent in India. Right answer, what is this? Everyone must be answering this question, guys. It's very, very easy. The right answer is option number C, the three main styles of temple architecture. Okay, everybody, that is the answer. If we talk about the entire flowchart of the temple style, so let me make it for you. Indian temple architecture, they are categorized into Nagar, Dravid and Vesar. Okay. Nagar is basically categorized into the Chandel style, then Solanki or simply Maru Gurjar. Chandel is Khajuraho. And here Ganga or simply Kaling. Okay, Kaling style. Then when it comes to the Dravid temples are categorized into the various groups like Pallava, all right everyone, Cholas, then there are Vijayanagar temples, Then there is a Nayaka or Nayak temples, and some of the temples of Rashtrakutas are also the part of this. Okay, when it comes to the Vesar style, that has the variations primarily Chalukyas. Some of the Rashtrakutas are also in the Vesar. Then we have Yadavas. We have the Kakatiyas. And we have the Hoysalas. Okay. So remember the different variations which were there in the different temple styles, the detail and the features of these temple styles, which I have already discussed in my classes. You can watch the entire series of the culture in this particular channel. It is present over there in the playlist, so you can check that playlist also. Right answer should be option number C. Now, with reference to the Dhrupad, one of the major traditions of India that has been kept alive for centuries, which the following statements are correct. Dhrupad originated and developed in the Rajput kingdoms during the Mughal period. Dhrupad is primarily a devotional and spiritual music. Dhrupad Alap uses Sanskrit syllables from the mantras. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Now guys, this is very important to note that Dhrupad originated and developed. If it developed during the Rajput times, then why it is mentioned in the Natya Shastra, or why it is mentioned even in the several volumes and several works of the music related works? In fact, Dhrupad should be regarded as one of the ancient most formats of the classical Indian singing in Hindustani music. Okay, Dhrupad is a devotional music. That's absolutely correct here. Dhrupad indicates the pole star or Dhruv Tara, that is basically the synonymous for being stationary, or being extremely well established at certain place. Now that is basically the name which is given to Dhrupad because of its immobile nature in the alap. It uses the Sanskrit syllables from the mantras. Originally it did. However, if we talk about the right answer, now this statement is wrong and second and third are absolutely correct answers. Got it, everybody? So originally Dhrupad had the Sanskrit syllables. Nowadays we also get to see the Hindi syllables, but they are also derived primarily from the Sanskrit itself. Okay, everyone? Now moving to the next question. How do you distinguish between the Kuchipudi and Bharatanatyam dance? So dancers, occasionally speaking, the dialogues is found in the Kuchipudi dance but not in the Bharatanatyam. Dancing on the brass plate by keeping the feet on its edges is a feature of the Bharatanatyam but not Kuchipudi dance. It does not have any such form of the movement. Okay. So when we talk about Bharatanatyam and when we talk about Kuchipudi, let me just give you brief revision as well. If you recall Bharatanatyam, okay, Bharatanatyam, do you remember that this dance was actually the Tamil Nadu's dance, also called as the Dasiyattam. Okay, Dasiyattam. That is the dance of Devdasis, performed in temples. Okay. Then originally called as a Sadir, or sometimes also called as the Sadir is basically the same name, right? Sadir is basically same name. Sometimes they give the name like Ekharya, right? Ekharya. So Ekharya or Sadir, but Sadir is more important. Ekhar is actually already asked in the examination, so it's very unlikely that they are going to repeat it, because they very rarely they repeat the facts. Okay. When we talk about Kuchipudi, Kuchipudi is basically from Andhra Pradesh. It is promoted by Krishna Bhakti cult. Okay, cult called as Bhagavatalus. Okay, Bhagavatalus. Okay, Bhagavatalus. And not only that, originally it was performed by Kuselava community, right, who used to perform the acrobatics like Tarangam, and Jalchitra Nrityam. Okay, everyone, Jalchitra Nrityam. So when we talk about Tarangam, it basically means dancing on the brass plates. Okay, everyone. And Jalchitra Nrityam, what is that? Jalchitra Nrityam is basically using the toes to make what? To make the images, for making images. Right, everyone? So actually the Kuchipudi, it involves the occasional narrations also, because as we might have heard about the Tarangam and Jalchitra Nrityam, the Kuchipudi also has got the elements like Shabdam, Tarangam and Jalchitra Nrityam. Okay. So that actually indicates the Shabdam is basically the storytelling. Okay. Right answer is option number what? Right answer is option number A, or basically only one, right? Only one. Okay, everyone? Because Bharatanatyam brass plate is not kept, and occasional speaking is allowed in the Kuchipudi, not in Bharatanatyam. Lord Buddha's image is sometimes shown in the hand gesture called Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. It symbolizes what? Now guys, Bhumi Sparsh Mudra is a very, very famous mudra. It is basically taken from the Jataka stories, which tells that Lord Buddha, when he was on his journey to attain the divine knowledge or Mahabodhi, so when he was just about to attain the enlightenment, at that moment the Mara, who was Mara? Mara was basically the incarnation of the desires, the god of desires, you can say. He was the one who used to hold the desires and control the desires among all the people, it is believed. So Mara came along with all his offerings, allurements, greeds, just to offer a list of desires to the Lord Buddha. However, Lord Buddha, he indicated the earth. Touched the surface of the earth, and that touch actually resulted into the shaking of the earth in that particular area. It is said that it was like Buddha was calling the Mother Earth as the witness that Mara is trying to allure him, but he has got rid of all his desires because he has attained the enlightenment. And this was the time when Mara, or the god of desires, got to learn that Buddha has attained the enlightenment, and that's why Buddha became free from all the desires, and the feeling of attainment of the enlightenment that came in Buddha's mind. At that moment, he completed his journey from Prince Siddharth to Gautam Buddha. Okay, everyone, this moment is called as the enlightenment or Mahabodhi, and it is symbolized by the peepal tree under which Buddha was sitting. So right answer is what? Right answer is option number B, Buddha's calling of the earth to witness his purity and chastity despite the temptations of Mara. Next question, with reference to the history of Indian rock cut architecture, consider the following statements. The canvas at Badami are the oldest surviving rock cut caves in India. You can say here it is caves, or even canvas is also clear. Canvas basically shows the surface on which the paintings have been or sculptures have been made. Barabar rock cut caves were originally made for ajivikas by Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. Now guys, very easy question. Badami caves are the oldest surviving caves which are rock cut and they exist in India. No, they are not the oldest surviving caves. Why? Because Badami caves are actually constructed by the Chalukya dynasty, and the Chalukyas actually emerged in the 6th century. Therefore, it is not correct to say that they are the oldest. Similarly, Barabar rock cut caves were constructed by Chandragupta Maurya. Absolutely wrong. Barabar rock cut caves were constructed by Ashoka. Yes, they were made for ajivikas, so it is partially correct, but by Ashoka, okay, who constructed Barabar, okay, Barabar caves, and Dasharatha, okay, Dasharatha, who constructed the Nagarjuni caves. Both of them they were devoted to or dedicated to ajivikas. Okay, everyone. So that is the exact answer here. That is option number D is the right answer. Now here, Ellora caves were made for the different faiths. So C is the right answer. I'm sorry that I did not read the third statement. Actually, this is the reflection of light just coming on the board, so it is not visible very clearly. So let me just be on this particular side so that I should not miss any particular point. Or let me be a little bit in front. Okay, now. So here, C is the right answer. Why? Because Ellora caves were also made for the different faith. Okay, everyone. So I hope that everybody is able to watch the third option as well, because I was not able to watch it myself. So that's why I thought that it is a two statement based question, right? So really apologize for this mishappen. Now, question number 19th. Some Buddhist rock cut caves were called or are called chaityas, while the others are called viharas. What is the difference between the two, chaitya and vihar? There are four statements which are trying to tell the difference between chaitya and vihar, and you have to choose one among them which is correct. So which one is that? Vihara is a place of worship while chaitya is the dwelling place of the monks. No, it is wrong. It is wrong. Chaitya is a place of worship while vihar is the dwelling place of the monks. Absolutely correct. Yes, this is absolutely correct. Okay. So what is a chaitya? What is a vihar? Guys, now when I'm talking about suppose chaitya and vihar, so chaitya is actually the L-shaped structure which has a semicircular end, and on that particular end we have a stupa. We have a design of stupa. So this is a stupa, and here we have the linear arrangement of the pillars Okay, pillars. And guys, if you are able to watch this diagram, imagine that it is actually the vertical, it is the top view. So you are watching something from the top. So it is looking like that. Okay. So here is the entrance. Sometimes there is a additional structure just on the side of the cave where there are the pillars. And these pillars are basically opened. Right? These are having the open balcony. So this is called as basically a cave or a mandap. And when basically used by monks, if used by monks, it becomes like vihar. So vihar might be, right, vihar might be constructed as entirely separate structure where in the caves you are making the living rooms, okay, living or dwelling rooms. Okay, they are called a vihar. And sometimes it is also possible that you are making the Buddhist shrines, these are called chaitya. Very easy question. So Buddhist shrine or Buddhist place of worship by the monks, that is called chaitya, which has a columnary rectangular hall with the image with the stupa at the end of the hall, which is semicircular in the closure structure, whereas vihar is simply a room or a chamber constructed inside a cave, or a chamber or a room constructed outside the chaitya in the form of a pillared balcony. Both of them are vihar only. Moving to the right. So what is the right answer? Obviously, option number B is the right answer. Now moving to the next question. Which one of the following describes best the concept of the nirvana in Buddhism? So which one of this, right? Which one of this describes the concept of nirvana the best? The extinction of the flame of the desires, the complete annihilation of the self, a state of the bliss and rest, a mental stage beyond all comprehensions. What is the exact meaning of the nirvana? The nirvana is basically when you are completely free, right, from the cycle of birth and rebirth. Okay, everyone? But when we talk about the cycle of birth and rebirth in the Buddhism, that is due to the desires. The incomplete desires push you to take a rebirth, okay, because those desires, they occupy a shape and then they incarnate once again in another body format, right, to be fulfilled through that particular body. That is why the right answer here is option number A. You don't even need to read anything else as soon as you saw the extinction of the flame of desire. That is only the nirvana. That's only the nirvana. Which one of the following statements are applicable to the Jain doctrine? Now guys, remember, Jain doctrine, we have already discussed about the Jain doctrine, and the surest way of annihilating karma is to practice penance. Absolutely correct. Right, absolutely correct. Every object, even the smallest particle, has a soul. Yes, definitely correct. Karma is the bane of the soul and must be ended. Yes, that also sounds the correct one. So what should be the right answer to this question, everybody? The right answer to this question, that should be option number D, 1, 2 and 3. Isn't it? Of course, we have studied that because the annihilation of karma sometimes done through the self-infliction of pain, okay, which is also called as sallekhana. So the tradition or the custom of Sallekhana is basically the method through which the people, they torture themselves, they keep themselves hungry, they keep themselves naked, they keep themselves sometimes even their hair follicles are also uprooted, live hair uprooting. Now that's absolutely painful, absolutely painful. Some of you, I think you must be aware about the pain when the hair is pulled out of your skin, particularly even your body hair, which is just a remain, right? Just a reminiscence. Even that is also pulled out. It gives you, instant pain and burning. Imagine about the hair in your head, which is actually, rather I would say evolved to keep the hair. That is the difficult part. So that is all the part of Sallekhana and to annihilate karma. Otherwise, I just told you, I think a few questions before, that every object has a soul as per the Jainism, and karma is basically the bane of your soul, because if you will have the attrition of karma, you cannot simply even wish for the kaivalya. What is kaivalya? Kaivalya is actually having the ultimate knowledge of the truth and therefore being in a state of salvation. Okay. Consider the following historical places: Ajanta caves, Lepakshi temple, Sanchi stupa. Which of the above places are also known for the mural paintings? One only, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3 and none. So I'll just have to bend a little bit so that I can watch this particular thing what is written here, because that's actually the problem which was there in the one of the questions. Now, what should be the right answer to this question as per you? The right answer to this question as per you, that should be Ajanta caves has mural paintings, Lepakshi temple has mural paintings, Sanchi stupa it does not have. That means 1 and 2. So B is the right answer, everybody. B should be the right answer in this particular question. Lepakshi temple constructed during the Vijayanagar Empire's period, and particularly has the temple walls decorated with the mural paintings. Whereas Ajanta caves, we all are aware, they were constructed during the Vakatak period. Even they also have the mural painting, but on a much grand scale. With reference to the history of the philosophical thought in India, consider the following statements regarding the Sankhya school. Yesterday's class. Has anybody watched that particular lecture and know about the Sankhya? Yes? Guys, this session is actually a live session, right? So I can understand one thing, that in fact most of you can also reply in the comment box. Okay, everyone? Just a second. Okay, now. So, Sankhya does not accept the theory of the rebirth or transmigration of the soul. All right. Sankhya holds that it is the self-knowledge that leads to liberation and not any exterior influence or the agent. Now guys, Sankhya does not accept the theory of rebirth or the transmigration of the soul. My dear, it's a very, very logical thing. If any philosophy does not believe in the birth and rebirth, will that philosophy ever talk about the salvation? Moksha? Come on. Do you really believe that if any philosophy does not talk about the birth and rebirth, then what is the problem? What is the problem? Suppose I will give the solution only to that question which is in front of me, in which I believe. So it is very unusual, even very uncommon, I would say, even to believe that Sankhya philosophy does not believe in the soul or transmigration. So this is absolutely wrong statement. Yes, it says that it is you who has to work in the direction to attain that liberation. You cannot do it by any external influence. So the second one is right. B is the answer. Okay, B is the right answer. Now, moving to the next question. In the context of the cultural history of India, a pose in the dance and the dramatics called Tribhang has been a favorite of the Indian artists from the ancient times till today. Only of the following, right, which only of the following statements best describe the pose? So what is Tribhang actually? We need to answer this particular thing. One leg is bent and the body is slightly but oppositely curved at the waist and the neck. Okay, one leg is bent, body is slightly curved, and it is bent at the waist and the neck. Bent at the waist and the neck. Now guys, let me tell you one thing. Waist and the neck, basically it is like, having a bend at your waist area and a little bit of at the neck area. Anybody remember that classic pose? Okay, that classic pose of of particularly Lord Krishna's image. Just a second, guys. There was some technical trouble in between, so now it's absolutely correct. Okay, so here let me just tell you one thing. So when you can imagine that movement where Lord Krishna is actually resting on the back of the cow, okay, on the back of the cow, and blowing his bansuri, his flute, you can very well imagine that his leg is bent and his waist is slightly bent and his neck is also like that. Okay, like that. So that is actually the classical Tribhang posture, my dear. That is the classical Tribhang posture. If you are not able to imagine that, go and watch that image of Lord Krishna. Even that image, or the image of Krishna Dev Raya, that was bronze image, or the image of the very famous image from Mohenjo-daro. Remember that image of the dancing girl? Even she is also standing in the Tribhang posture. So guys, here the right answer will be, basically remember that it is option number A. One leg is bent and the body is slightly but oppositely curved. You don't even need to read the other statements, because that's absolutely perfect answer. Okay, now every year a month-long ecologically important campaign festival is held, during which certain communities, tribes plant sapling of the fruit-bearing trees. Which of the following are such community tribes? Bhutia and Lepcha, Gond and Korku, Irula and Toda, Saharia and Agaria. Now guys, this is a very, very important question. Every year, a month-long ecologically important festival is held, and where the certain communities, they plant the saplings of the fruit-bearing trees. Okay, so you have to tell that which of these tribes are there which do such type of things. Anyone? Right. Bhutia and Lepcha. Guys, it is very, very important to learn, right? Very, very important to learn, because Bhutia and Lepcha, they are basically the tribes in the Himalayan region, particularly the areas of Sikkim. Sometimes we also get to see the tribes in the areas of Uttarakhand as well. So guys, naturally we don't have the fruit bearing trees in that particular area, because that does not suit the geography. Okay, so Gond and Kurku, as we might have heard, right? Gond and Kurku. Why? Because the fruit bearing trees, let me tell you, Gond tribes and Korku tribes, which are the tribals living in the central India, Okay, central India. Okay. Why so? Because Saharia and Agaria, even they are also not settled at one place. Okay, they keep on moving. However, nowadays they are obviously not of that person. Irula and Toda tribes, now they are basically the Nilgiri based tribes. Once again, pastoral, and they are also pastoral. So we cannot expect the pastoral tribes to plant a tree or a sapling. It is actually the Gond tribes and the Korku tribes. Guys, Korku tribes, they are actually present in the central India, in the Gondwana region only, spreaded across the Odisha, Chhattisgarh, slightly Madhya Pradesh and slightly of the Maharashtra region. That central Indian belt, that is the area where this festival is primarily celebrated by the Gond community. Okay. Now, with reference to the cultural history of India, the term Panchayatan refers to, what is Panchayatan? Panchayatan, most of you must have heard that word. Guys, Panchayatan, what is that? Assembly of the village elders, religious sect, style of temple construction and administrative functionary. Now, if you remember, Panchayatan, okay, that is what? Panchayatan is actually the temple design where we have this type of arrangement of the deity where the chief deity is here and the other deities are not here. Other deities are not here. Okay, everybody? So that is the answer. That is the answer. Panchayatan is basically the style of temple construction. This is the answer. Now, got it, everyone? Now, next question. Which one of the following pairs does not form the part of the 6 systems of Indian philosophy? Which of the following pairs does not form the 6 systems of Indian philosophy? Got it, everyone? Mimamsa and Vedant, Nyaya and Vaisheshika, Lokayat and Kapalika, Sankhya and Yoga. Right. Do you remember the names of all the 6 philosophies, everyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sankhya by Kapil, Yoga by Patanjali, Nyaya by Gautam, Vaisheshik by Kanad, Purva Mimamsa by Jaimini or Jaimini. Okay, Jaimini. Okay, this is a Jaimini. Okay, so and Uttar Mimamsa, that is Badarayan. Guys, remember the other names are also there. Purva Mimamsa is also called as Karma Mimamsa. Karma Mimamsa. Okay. And this is called as Tattva Mimamsa. Okay, Tattva Mimamsa or Jnana Mimamsa. Jnana Mimamsa. Okay, everyone. It is also called as a Vedanta. So, do you find anything which is related to the Lokayat and Kapalik here? Of course not. That is the right answer, everybody. Option number C. Consider the following towns of India: Bhadrachalam, Chanderi, Kanchipuram, Kamal. Which of the towns given above are famous for the production of the traditional saris or fabrics. Traditional saris or fabrics. Guys, most of you might have seen the saris or the fabrics. They are quite well known in India. For example, the Pat silk, the Ghuri and Chadar from Assam region. We have the Kanzivaram silk from Tamil Nadu region. We have the Banarasi silk from Varanasi region. We have Chanderi saris or Chanderi fabric from Chanderi. Okay. We have the Kolhapuri Patola, right? Kolhapuri Patnis, right? Similarly, we have the Nagauri bed sheets, Bhagalpuri bed sheets. These type of specific and very much identifiable fabrics or the pieces of the cloths, they are quite well mentioned in the class 12th NCERT of art and craft. However, when it comes to Bhadrachalam or Kamal, we usually don't find a lot of references. But guys, when we talk about this, right, Chanderi and Kanchipuram, they are having extremely well-known names. Bhadrachalam and Kamal, they don't have the specific identity related to any fabric or any saris like that. Got it, everyone? Clear? All right. Moving to the next question now. With reference to the famous Satriya dance, consider the following statements. Satriya dance. Satriya is a combination of the music, dance and drama. It is a centuries-old living tradition of the Vaishnavite Assam. It is based on the classical ragas and talas of devotional songs composed by Tulsidas, Kabir and Mirabai. Now guys, those who are here in the class, can you tell me that who was the founder, who had initiated or who had started this dance tradition in the Assam? Everyone, what was the name? Shankar Deva. Okay, Shankar Deva. All right, Shankar Deva. And who was a 15th century saint? He was a 15th century saint who started this tradition from the pre-existing folk dance drama, right? The pre-existing folk dance drama. What was the name of that? Ankiya Nat. Ankiya Nat. From there, he developed the Satriya. And why Satriya, the name? Because the dance of Satra. Satra. What is Satra? Satra is basically the Vaishnavite mutt. Okay, mutts. Vaishnavite mutts basically. So that is how the name came. Okay, so music, dance, drama, absolutely correct. Centuries old living tradition of the Vaishnavites of Assam, absolutely correct. Based on the classical ragas and talas of devotional songs composed by Tulsidas, Kabir and Mirabai, not correct. Not at all correct. It is based upon the devotional songs. Devotional songs composed by Shankar Dev. Shankar Dev. Okay. So what is the right answer here, everybody? Option number B, 1 and 2, that is the right answer. Okay. With reference to the Indian history of art and culture, consider the following pairs. The famous work of the sculpture. A grand image of Buddha's Mahaparinirvan with numerous celestial musicians above and sorrowful figures of his followers below. Location Ajanta. A huge image of Varaha Avatar, the boar incarnation of Vishnu, as he rescues goddess Earth from the deep and the chaotic waters, sculpted on the rock, Mount Abu. Arjuna's penance or the descent of Ganga, sculpted on the surface of a huge boulders, Mamallapuram. Which of the pairs are correctly matched? Now, classic question from art and culture. Classic question. Yes, tell me, Gopesh. In fact, if you are able to see, or anybody, if you are able to see this particular question in your screen, right, you can very well understand that these are the basic things any student learns in the art and culture. Grand image of Mahaparinirvan, that is at Ajanta, absolutely correct, at Ajanta. Okay, so you all might be able to remember the cave number 26. Okay, everyone. So it is there. Buddha is lying. This is a stone sculpture. Buddha is lying, and overhead there are strings of the people who are celestial magicians, and downward there are the people who are the sorrowful followers. Huge image of Varah incarnation. This structure is actually there in the Udayagiri, right? Udayagiri caves of Madhya Pradesh near Vidisha. All right. And Arjuna's Pinance, absolutely correct. Mamallapuram, guys, remember that this structure is actually the contribution of Pallavas. Okay, Pallavas. Got it, everyone? Particularly Mahendravarman and Narasimhavarman, because in their period only this tradition of construction of the boulders in the form of small balcony-like structures called as mandap, that was common in their period. All right. Now, right answer would be option number 1 and 3. So C is the right answer. With reference to India's culture and tradition, what is the Kalaripayattu? Guys, I had taken a class on the martial arts. Directly from that particular class, you can see this question. Kalaripayattu, what is that? Ancient bhakti cult of Shaivism, ancient style of bronze and brass work, ancient form of the dance drama, ancient martial art and living tradition. D is the right answer. Everybody must be answering that question. Kalaripayattu is a martial art. Okay, martial art. Garba, Gujarat. Mohiniyattam, Odisha. Yakshagan, Karnataka. Consider these pairs and which of the pairs are correctly matched. Guys, again I have taken the classes on the dance as well as, in fact, both of the types, classical as well as folk dances. So you have to tell the right answer from that. Garba is from Gujarat, no doubt at all. Mohiniyattam is from Kerala. Okay, Odisha has got Odissi. It has got Odissi. Yakshagana is from Karnataka, absolutely correct. So once again, 1 and 3. Isn't it easy? Yes, it's very easy when you study it, when you go through it, right? So you have to prepare, you have to learn these things, and you will be able to solve these questions very, very easily. Okay, right answer is option number C, 1 and 3. Consider the following statements. Bijak is the composition of teachings of Saint Dadu Dayal. Philosophy of the Pushti Marg was propounded by Madhvacharya. Which of the statements given here are correct or is correct? Now guys, remember that point. Bijak, okay, basically has 3 elements called Sakhi, Sabad and Ramayani. A similar type of question was there probably in the yesterday's class as well. Okay, Ramayani. These are actually the works of Kabir Das. Okay, Kabir Das, not the teachings of Dadu Dayal. Pushti Marg is basically Pushti Marg related to the Vaishnav Sampradaya. Okay, Vaishnav Sampradaya, which is related to Vallabhacharya. Vallabhacharya. All right, everyone. So what is the right answer here? Right answer is neither 1 nor 2. This is the right answer. Okay, right answer is neither 1 nor 2 because Vallabhacharya is the exponent of the Pushti Marg. Madhvacharya, he actually propounded the Dvaita Marg. Dvaita Marg. Okay. So basically, he does not talk about, right? He does not talk about any particular, right? Any particular specific integration with the God. He talks that the God, that is the creator, and the creation, the humans, they are absolutely two distinct entities. Dvait, duality. Okay. Now, which of the following describes the Tuni most appropriately? Tuni, what is that? Ancient form of the martial arts practiced in Kerala, environmental conservation technique of the Goddas, harvest festival celebrated in the northeastern India, traditional law-making body of the Nagas. Now, what is Tuni, everyone? Tuni is basically, if I am telling you, it is basically one of the festivals. One of the festivals which is celebrated. So, right answer is option number C, in the northeastern India, guys, particularly during the during the new harvest in the state of, I hope, Manipur. Right. Yes, Manipur is that state particularly. I am very sure about it. So, in Manipur state, we have this harvest festival which is celebrated in the month of around January, February, at that particular time. Got it? So, that is the right answer. Right answer. A community of the people called as a Manganiyar is well known for their Manganiyar community. Read the statement once again. Manganiyar community is famous for what? Martial arts in northeast, music tradition in the northwest, classical vocal music South India, or Petra Dura tradition in central India. Guys, simple question but factual in nature. So either you know it or you don't know it. I hope that you remember one of the seasons of Indian Idol where there was a person, I think, who came from Rajasthan, okay, who came from Rajasthan, belonged to a Muslim family, and he was exceptionally talented in singing the folk songs. Despite he belonged to the Islamic tradition, but he did not wear the skull cap or did not wear anything else but that specific identity of Rajasthan, having that, 7 colored and that particular chunri pattern of the safa or the headgear, he had worn that. Actually, they were from the family of the Manganiyars. That singer was from the family of Manganiyar. Manganiyar is basically the community living primarily in the Rajasthan area, belonging to the localities like Jaisalmer, etc., particularly in the desert area, and most of them have the tribal origins, but they have accepted or embraced the Islam religion, right? So that is actually asked. Why not including the art and culture of the medieval India? Please watch the part 1 of this series. Today is the second part. Yesterday we had covered a lot of questions from the medieval India. That is why today we are doing the questions of ancient India. We had already discussed on this point yesterday when I had told you that the topics which were not covered in the yesterday's session would be covered today. And that's why we are covering these type of topics. Meanwhile, I should also tell you that moreover, these are the questions in UPSC, right, asked by the UPSC. For example, this particular question you can see here. Option B is the right answer, asked by UPSC 2014. So that is why I have to be very careful about the topics which are covered by UPSC or on which they ask the questions through I think throughout the last decade, I should say. With reference to art and archaeological history of India, which one among the following was made earliest? Art and archaeology of India, which is the earliest structure? Lingaraj temple at Bhubaneswar, rock cut elephant at Dhauli, rock cut monuments at Mahabalipuram, Varah image at Udayagiri. Guys, use the simple logic. Dhauli. Anybody remembers Dhauli? Dhauli is that place from where we have got the Ashoka's inscription. Yes, everybody, I hope you should be remembering that point. And Ashoka's inscription actually is there on a rock boulder, which is basically having the cave-like structure also, and it also has the head of the elephant, the structure of the head of the elephant, and that means the rock-cut elephant that should be considered probably as the oldest among all these. Oldest. Okay? Because Lingaraj temple at Bhubaneswar, obviously Lingaraj temple, that means related to the Kalinga style. Kalinga style developed after 11th or 12th century. So in no way it can be compared. Rock cut monuments at Mahabalipuram. Now guys, I told you about Pallava dynasty, I told you about the Mahendra Varman and Narsingh Varman. So they existed around the 6th, 7th century. 6th, 7th century, right? So we can say that approximately 7th century, approximately 12th to 14th century. Then Varah image at Udayagiri by the Gupta dynasty. Gupta dynasty, that means 4th, 5th century. Okay. So technically this should be the right answer, everyone, because this is the 3rd century BCE. Okay. That is the right answer. Now, got it? Question number 37, Kalamkari painting refers to. What is Kalamkari? Now, Kalamkari is basically a painting. It refers to which of this? Handmade cotton textile or hand-painted cotton textile in South India, handmade drawing on the bamboo handicrafts in Northeast India, a block painted woolen cloth in the Western Himalayan region of India, a hand-painted decorative silk cloth in the Northwestern India. Kalamkari. Guys, Kalamkari is basically using the bamboo-made pen, bamboo-made sharp pen to dip in the ink and to make the beautiful designs on the cotton textiles, So, right answer would be option number A. Kalamkari is actually from Andhra Pradesh and some parts of Telangana, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. But remember that Andhra Pradesh has got a GI tag as well. Okay. Andhra Pradesh has got a GI tag also. Got it, everyone? So that is the answer. Which one of the following books of the ancient India has the love story of the son of the founder of the Shunga dynasty? Easy question, I should say that. Which of the following has the love story of the of the son of the founder of Shunga dynasty? Founder of Shunga dynasty, who was the founder? Pushyamitra Shung. Okay. His son, he was Agnimitra Shung. Okay, Agnimitra Shung. And his love story with Malvika. Malvika. Okay. So his lover was Malvika, and their love story is actually mentioned, right? Love story is mentioned in a book called, right, in a book called Malvikagnimitram. Okay, Malvikagnimitram, written by Kalidas. Okay, Kalidas. So that is a very, very important thing that you should be aware about. And not only that, if we talk about, there are some other books as well, like Malvikagnimitram is there. Then we have Nala Damayanti. Okay, Nala Damayanti. We have Swapna Vasavadatta. Swapna Vasavadatta. We have Devi Chandraguptam. Devi Chandraguptam. Or we also have Abhigyan Shakuntalam. Abhigyan Shakuntalam. Now guys, all of these are actually the love stories. Okay, all of these are actually the love stories related to the various characters, historical characters of the ancient India. For example, Abhigyan Shakuntalam is the love story between Dushyant and Shakuntala. Devi Chandraguptam, Mahadevi and Chandragupta I of Gupta dynasty. Then Nala Damayanti, Nal and Damayanti, right? Then Nal actually belonged to the Nala dynasty only. Then Swapna Vasavadatta. Then this is the story of the prince of the Chedi dynasty. Okay, Chedi dynasty. So all these are one or the other types of the love stories between two contemporary influential people. Right, everyone? So Malvikagnimitram, that is the right answer. Okay. With reference to the religious history of India, consider the following statements. The concept of the Bodhisattva is central to Hinayan sect of Buddhism. Bodhisattva is a compassionate one on his way to enlightenment. Bodhisattva delays achieving his own salvation to help all the sentient beings on their path to it. Now guys, when I talk about Bodhisattva, who is a Bodhisattva? Let me just tell you. Bodhisattva is basically a concept where a person who might be incarnation of Buddha, who has achieved the pragya, okay, pragya paramita, to be able to attain salvation. Okay, but he also believes in the transfer of the merit. That means the boon to his followers or his worshippers, and grants them salvation, but delays his own salvation. You know what, guys? There is a concept in the Hinduism as well as in Buddhism that it is possible for a person to do the good things, to do the meditation, tapasya, etc., and to accumulate all the virtues, all the superhuman capabilities. And once they are able to do that, they are in a position of attaining the salvation or the nirvana or the moksha. Three are equal. But they don't do it, rather out of their habit of the human welfare, they start transferring their boon or their merit to the people who are deserving, who worship them, but they are not able to follow the path of salvation themselves, right? So it is like, suppose I am a devata or I am a bodhisattva, so I am able to give you all the knowledge, but I am not going to attain the salvation myself. So they are used to be the bodhisattvas for the different attributes. For example, there were the different bodhisattvas, like there was Amitabh, right? Amitabh, who was the bodhisattva of, bodhisattva of divine light, divine light, sometimes also called as the bodhisattva of the paradise, bodhisattva of paradise. Then there was a Avalokiteshwar, who was the bodhisattva of the observation, who used to take care of everybody on the earth. So basically, bodhisattva of kindness, bodhisattva of kindness. There was a Manjushri, Manjushri, who was the bodhisattva of wisdom, bodhisattva of wisdom. So it is like, having the different gods for the different purpose. If you want the strength, you will worship Vajrapani. If you want buddhi, the intelligence or the intellect, you should worship Manjushri. This type of connection was established by the Mahayana sect, not Hinayan, Mahayana. Okay, everyone? So this is wrong, this is correct, this is correct. Right answer is option number B, 2 and 3. 2 and 3. What is or what are the common to two historical places called as Ajanta and Mahabalipuram? Ajanta and Mahabalipuram. What is common between both of them? Guys, both were built in the same period. Both belonged to the same religious denomination. Both have rock-cut monuments. Now, everybody is very much clear that both have rock-cut monuments. We just solved the previous question as well. Ajanta, present in Aurangabad in Maharashtra, belongs to the period of Vakatak dynasty, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th century, that time period. Whereas Mahabalipuram, located in Tamil Nadu in the coastal area, belongs to the Pallava dynasty, that is the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th century. So naturally we can say that same period, not possible, not made in the same period. Same religious denomination, not exactly. Why? Because Mahabalipuram is related to the Buddhism, Ajanta related to the Hinduism. I am sorry, I am just saying wrong. Mahabalipuram is related to the Hinduism and Ajanta is related to the Buddhism. Then both have rock-cut monuments. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So here right answer is option number B. Option number B. Okay, everybody, clear to all of you? I hope it's absolutely clear to everyone. Those who have listened to the explanations carefully, they must be able to answer these questions. With reference to the cultural history of India, the memorizing of the chronicles, dynastic histories, epic tales, that was the profession of the who among the following? Yes, everyone? Have you ever seen that story of Mahabharat? Have you ever seen in the rural areas, there used to be the people who used to come and start singing the praises of the elderlies of the house, or maybe the ruler of the area, or maybe the village headman. Guys, basically they used to be called as Magad. Okay, remember the people who were called as Charan, okay, Charan and Magad. Magadhas were they were the storytellers, and they used to tell the historical glories, okay, historical glories. Whereas Charan, they were the attendants, who composed the glorifying poetries, okay, glorifying poetries about their masters. Example, Chand Bardai, okay, Chand Bardai. So Chand Bardai was basically glorifying, okay, he was glorifying Prithviraj, okay, Chauhan. Or similarly, if we say Hari Sen, glorifying Samudragupta. Okay, like that. So we can say that this is basically Magad. Now, who are the Shramanas? Shramanas are those people who do the hard penance and the meditation to obtain the knowledge. They don't consider the Vedas as the supreme source of knowledge. Remember that. They don't believe the Vedas, right, Vedas as supreme source of knowledge. Okay? Rather, they work hard, do penance and meditation to get knowledge. Okay? Example, Buddhist and Jain. Okay, Buddhist and Jain monk. Then we have Parivrajaka's. Basically, they are the Buddhist ascetics and wanderers. Okay, so basically they are the Buddhist wanderers. They go from place to place. They are called as Parivrajaka's. Agraharikas are the Brahmins settled on the granted land by the king. So suppose the king has granted a land to the Brahman and the Brahman is living on that land, they will be called as Agraharika. Okay. So guys, these terminologies are very, very crucial. Please make it sure that you go through such terminologies more and more so that you should be ready for the upcoming examination very well. Now, next question. With reference to Manipuri Sankirtan, consider the following statements. It is a song and dance performance. Cymbals are the only musical instruments used in the performance, and it is performed to narrate the life and the deeds of Lord Krishna. Now, Manipuri Sankirtan, very much popular among the Vaishnavite communities of Northeast, particularly the Meitei community of the Northeast, since they are the Vaishnavites. But the origin of the Sankirtan is actually credited to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After him, it was popularized by Chandi Das and Shankar Dev in the northeastern India. However, cymbals are not only musical instruments. We also have the dhol. You might have seen Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is actually sometimes also shown wearing a dhol-like instrument. Okay, the drum. So that's also one of the instruments performed to narrate the life and deeds of Lord Krishna. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So 1 and 3, 1 and 3, that is the answer. That is the right answer. Okay, everyone. Now, with reference to the religious history of India, consider the following statements. Sautantrika and Samitiya were the sect of Jainism. Sect of Jainism. Sarvastivadi held that the constituents of the phenomena were not wholly momentary but existed forever in a latent form. Now, what is that? I have already told that the UPSC is very much interested in asking the questions as deep as possible from Buddhism and Jainism. This is one such example. When we talk about such questions, Sautantrika and Samitiya were the sect of the Jainism? No. Sautantrika and Samitiya were basically sect of Buddhism. In fact, let me tell you, when we talk about Buddhism, okay, Buddhism had Theravada, okay, Theravada and Mahasanghik, okay, Mahasanghik. In the Theravada, later on that developed into the Hinayan sect, which had two primary philosophies. Okay, basically their common philosophy was a Sarvastivada. Sarvastivada, there was the common philosophy, but actually it got divided into the Vaibhashik, okay, Vaibhashik and Sautantrik and Sautrantik. Whereas Mahasanghikas, they later on got developed into the Mahayana sect. Okay. But they also have got two major philosophies, right? Their philosophy that includes Yogachar and Shunyavad. Okay, Shunyavad. So Yogachar is also called as the Vijnanavad. Also called as a Vijnanavad. Alright. So these are basically the philosophical bifurcations of Buddhism, and I am very sure that your NCERT or your R.S. Sharma or your these basic books of class 11th art and culture, etc., they don't give any such informations. Okay. So that is why it's very important to learn these things from such videos or from such classes which are there on StudyIQ. Okay. So basically, if we talk about the answer here, Sautantrika and Samitiya, guys, that is not possible. Sarvastivadi, yes, that is possible, because Sarvastivadi actually they said that there is no permanent disappearance. It is just the momentary lapse of the energy of the phenomena, of the factors, matter, universe, content, components, everything. Just momentary lapse is there, which is actually in the hidden form, in the latent form, on the arrival of the proper time, they reappear. It is like the dormancy of a seed, which is just in the dust, in the ground, in the soil, waiting for the right time of the moisture, right time of the rain. Then it will be emerging as a plant. That's basically the analogy given here. Now, the paintings of the Bodhisattva Padmapani is one of the most famous and the often illustrated paintings at where? Padmapani. Remember guys, the Bodhisattva of beauty and Bodhisattva of good looks, Padmapani. Ajanta. That is the simple answer, Ajanta. Why? Because Badami caves, they don't have the mural paintings. Badami, they don't have mural paintings, but they have the stone sculptures. Okay, particularly the rock cut sculptures. Bagh, they have the paintings, but not Padmapani. Not Padmapani. Ellora, they have paintings, but not Padmapani. Okay. So right answer will be option number A, Ajanta. Option number A, Ajanta. Now moving to the next question. Which of the following are famous for the sun temples? Now guys, remember the place. There are options, right? Arasavalli, Amarkantak, Omkareshwar. How many of these places have the sun temples? So when we talk about the sun temples in India, there are quite a few places, okay, quite a few places where there are sun temples, like we have the sun temple in Anantnag, that is in Jammu and Kashmir, called as Martand temple, okay, Martand. We have the sun temple at Modhera, that is in Gujarat. We have the sun temple at Konark, okay, the sun temple at Konark. Just a second. Okay, that is in Odisha. Then we have sun temple at Kumbakonam, okay, Kumbakonam, that is in Tamil Nadu. Then we have the sun temple at Arasavalli, that is in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, these are at least 5 famous sun temples in India. So Arasavalli is one of them. Amarkantak is not there. Omkareshwar is not there. Right answer is option number A, everyone. That is the right answer. One only. Okay. So that is a very, very important information. Very important information. Now, moving to the next question. Daskathiya. Okay, Daskathiya is the form of what? Daskathiya. The ballad singing prevalent in Odisha, puppetry popular in Rajasthan, tribal miniature painting practiced in Nilgiris, folk dance of Manipuri indigenous population. Daskathiya, what is that? Now guys, when we talk about Daskathiya, what is the meaning of Das and what is the meaning of Kathiya? Das means, right, it is basically Das, not Das but Das. The slave or devotee. Kathiya Okay, Kathiya indicates basically the dance with wood. Okay, dance while holding the wood or simply the dance is Kathiya. So thus Kathiya, when it is basically the dance which is done by the devotees in the reverence of, right, in the reverence of the local deities in Odisha. So basically it celebrates, later on guys, let me tell you, later on this dance was added to the birth celebrations of Lord Jagannath also. So this is why it has become a very popular tradition in Odisha now. Earlier it was simply related to the celebration of the local deities in areas of Odisha. Alright everyone. In fact, that famous story we must have heard, na? We must have heard that famous story where Lord Shiva comes to see the birth of Lord Krishna and starts dancing there in the joy. That story is actually quite well connected with the Das Kathiya in Odisha. It is represented in the form of a small skit and a stage program where a song and the dance performances are actually done by the local people or the performers. Okay, it has very, very popular cultural history. Alright, now, so I hope the answer is clear to you, Odisha. Next question number 47. Consider the following about the Dakkani School of Painting. Dakkani School of Painting. Assertion and reason. Assertion is that it developed as an offshoot of the Mughal School of Painting. Several Mughal painters migrated to the Deccan during the period of Aurangzeb and sought the patronage there. Now guys, let me tell you one thing. When we talk about the Mughal paintings or Mughal era paintings, remember that Mughal era painting or the decline okay. So they actually devolved into the several parts of the country, particularly the hills, the deserts and the Deccan. Okay. So basically in hills we have the Basholi, we have Guler, we have Kangra, we have Dogara, Kumauni. Alright everyone. Kullu. Okay. There are various sub-schools of the paintings, various sub-schools of painting. And here we have deserts. In deserts, basically Rajasthan, okay, Rajputana area, Rajputana, sub-school. Rajputana sub-school has, okay, so Amer, Jaisalmer, Mewar, Marwar, Kota, Bundi, Bikaner and Kishangarh. Okay, these are the several sub-schools within the Rajputana sub-style of Mughal or later Mughal phase. Similarly, in Deccan also we have various subdivisions, particularly the divisions like Golconda, Ahmednagar, okay, Ahmednagar, Bijapur, okay, Bijapur, Similarly, we have Tanjore paintings, okay, Tanjore paintings, etc., etc. All right, everyone. So let me tell you that developed as an offshoot of the Mughal painting, Mughal school of painting, you can say, yes, that is true. That is true. It developed as the offshoot of the Mughal school of painting because various painters, they migrated from Aurangzeb's court to the courts of Dakkani rulers. Okay? And therefore, option A is correct, R is appropriate explanation of A, absolutely correct. That is. Okay? Kakatiyas, Farooq Kakatiya does not have the school of painting at least. We are not sure about their school of paintings. Why so? Because they have the school of architecture. Remember the fact that the paintings in the Deccan area became quite popular. I am talking about the miniature arts, I am talking about the classical arts. When we get the evidences of the Bahmani kingdoms, the disintegrated Bahmani kingdoms, like the 5 kingdoms were there, you might remember that. So Ahmednagar, Bijapur, Barar, Bidar, Golconda. Okay, these 5 kingdoms started giving the shelter to the exiled portrait artists and the miniature artists coming from the Mughal rule. So that is basically the reason to call them as the offshoot of the Mughal painting scribe. I hope everybody is able to understand the reason behind it. Huain Lalong, right? Huain Langlon is the traditional martial art from the state of which one? Huain Lalong is basically Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur or Arunachal Pradesh. Guys, right answer is Manipur. Right answer is Manipur. Remember the point in the classes which I had taken on the martial arts. I had told you about the Thangta, Sarit Sadak. And there is another name to the same, that is called as the Huain Langlon. Huain Langlon. Huain Langlon is basically, Thangta is when Thangta, that means sword and spear. Sword and spear used in martial art. Then we have a Sarit Sadak, that means bare hands or no weapons. Huain Lalong, we have sticks. Okay, so all 3 are one and the same, but they have the different features, like some of them are weaponed, some of them are weaponless, like that. So from Manipur. Okay, now the Kumbh Mela, which is the largest public gathering in the world, is held at which of the following places? Now tell me the right answer, everybody. Kumbh Mela, which of the following places it is held? Haridwar, Ujjain, Nashik and Prayagraj. I think the easiest question, okay, easiest question, it is held at all of these 4 places. So right answer would be very easy. Option number A is the right answer. Haridwar, Ujjain, Nashik, Prayagraj. Everywhere we have the Kumbh Mela. In fact, these 4 places are the ones where we have it. Okay. Now, the Tamil Tirukkural written by Tiruvalluvar mainly deals with the ethics, genealogy of major Tamil kingdoms, politics and administration, astronomy and astrology. Easy question from the Tamil literature. Tirukkural. Yes, guys, Tirukkural is actually the, you can say comparative book of Bhagavad Gita. So, like Bhagavad Gita gives a lesson in the way of living, in the ethics and the work and conduct of the life, behavior in the life. Similarly, Tirukkural is the similar type of book in the Tamil custom, Tamil literature, and this is the right answer. This book is written by a great saint poet called Tiruvalluvar. He is regarded as a god in Tamil culture, like a god. So that is the A is the right answer. Okay, everyone. So I hope that this series of 100 questions, which is divided into 2 lectures. The first part was live yesterday. It is there in the playlist. You can go and check the first part also. And today's second part basically had 50 questions. So overall, we have covered 100 MCQs related to the art and culture and 22 lectures spanning across the different topics related to the art and culture. Some topics in the art and culture, they are not covered intentionally, like the Mughal architecture, Sultanate architecture, medieval architecture. Why so? Because let me just inform to all of you, and you have to share this word, that guys, tomorrow onwards, from Monday onwards, that is tomorrow, I am going to start the new series of the medieval Indian history. And in that series, I will be covering mainly both the important books, that is the old NCERT by Satish Chandra and the new NCERT. So guys, now get ready for the complete revision and complete coverage of the medieval history, because UPSC has completely changed their trend. Now they have started asking the more questions from medieval history and ancient history since last 2 to 3 years. So therefore, it has become increasingly significant to focus on the medieval history part as well. Okay, everyone. So what is the timing? Timings will be, right, remember the fact that Monday to Saturday daily 4 p.m. live, okay, 4 p.m. live, where at StudyIQ English YouTube channel. Okay. So remember the fact that you have to be there on the StudyIQ English. Okay, StudyIQ English is the channel on which you are currently watching my program live. So those who are my old students, they are aware that I bring it live on 4 p.m. So you also should be there live at 4 p.m. daily from Monday to Saturday. Okay, everyone. And what we will cover? We will cover the complete medieval history. Complete medieval history. That will be the combination of Satish Chandra plus new NCERT and old NCERT. In fact, Satish Chandra and old NCERT, they are same only. So that is different. So everything will be covered, right, quite in detail. So approximately like 35 to 40 lectures might be there. Or minimum we can say 30 lectures might be there. So 30 lectures. At least 30 lectures should be there. So this is going to be, you can say, it is like getting the content and the extent of the paid classes level in the free classes on YouTube at 4 p.m. daily from Monday to Saturday. So remember the time and also the date and the channel, and let us meet tomorrow in this session. But before that, let me also tell you that there are certain more things which are required, which are essential in order to crack the civil services examination. Because if only YouTube was enough, then many people, those who are average students or those who are brilliant students, most of them face problem in clearing this examination in the very first attempt. And why so? Because of the lack of proper guidance. And very, very well measured coverage of the syllabus, practice test, right? Dedicated preparation for the prelims and mains. All these features and aspects are actually present in our prelims to interview one-stop solution P2I batch, which is starting from 30 September. Okay, 30th September is the date, so make it sure you get yourself enrolled in case even if you are 1% serious for the preparation. This is the best offering. Why so? Because for all the students, it is a dream to come to Delhi and prepare for the examination. But here in this program, we are offering you the entire level of content, entire classes of the level of offline sessions, offline classes. But more importantly, if you are able to clear the prelims examination as a student of our P2I batch, we will call you, we will make you to stay in Delhi, we will give you classes here in the Delhi campus of our institution. Not only that, you will be given dedicated content and preparation help for the mains. But what is the special thing? No additional cost will be taken. Only in this amount you are going to get everything. So guys, use my code ASR Live to take benefit of this opportunity of paying just rupees 29,999 and avail the enrollment in this ongoing batch which is going to start from 30th September. Thank you so much for watching this session, and in case if you want the PPT of my questions, 100 questions, because yesterday we did 50 questions and today we also did 50 questions. So these 100 questions will be available on my Telegram channel, and this Telegram channel you can join with the help of this QR code or with the help of this link, or simply by searching this particular address. Okay. So this is comparatively a new Telegram channel I have made, and before that there used to be a group of Telegram, but that group has gone, it has become very huge. So that's why I have started this new channel. So you can join here and get those content and questions, etc. Thanks a lot for watching it, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. And make it sure that hit the like button, because it's very important to give this type of encouragement through the hitting the like, because only then the YouTube will be making sure that this video reaches to the maximum number of people, and that is going to be helpful for them as well as for us, because we are also making sure that the quality education reaches to the maximum number of people at affordable price. Thanks a lot for watching it, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Jai Hind.